Hi, so this video is about blurting, and it starts off as usual with who it's for, and then we go into how to do it, and then right at the end I'll give you some ideas about how you can really turbocharge it to make it as useful as it could possibly be. So let's start then with who it's for, and the answer is basically anybody that's got a lot to learn as usual. It's one of those techniques like using the Anki app that really depends on active recall, and you can use it with spaced repetition as well. And those two techniques together will make sure that your study time gives you the best possible results. So blurting fits into our model of how we learn things, that we pay attention, that we make it meaningful, and that we recall things. Blurting is, of course, a method of active recall. And like all active recalls, it's a bit of a two-edged sword. It's not a particularly comfortable thing to do. It exposes weaknesses, but on the other hand, it stops you wasting time just going back over stuff you already know. So a lot of students, particularly early on in the course, sort of suffer from what I call comfort revising, where they go over the stuff they can already do and they rewrite the stuff that they can already do and they reread the stuff that they can already do. And of course, what that means is they're not really identifying the things they can't do, and they're not really using their time particularly efficiently. So as the course goes on and the amount of material builds up and builds up, it becomes increasingly important that the time that you've got you use to its best possible advantage. And the best way to use it is to pick some sort of active recall method where you're challenging your brain to remember stuff rather than just reading it from a book or just going back over the same set of notes again and again and again. So how do you do active recall? Well, the basic technique is you start off by writing down the titles of all parts of the syllabus that you want to recall. So the easiest way to do this is actually to start off with the textbook. So look through the textbook, don't read the content, just look at the titles. Write the titles out as a list, and you'll see in this video that I've already got a list beside me that I've prepared. Once you've got your list of titles, you then write as much as you can remember underneath each title. And again, you're not looking at the textbook, you're looking at the list of titles. The idea is you're trying to work out what's in your head and get it all written down. Now remember, this is just a way of working out what you're missing. You don't need to make these perfect notes. You've got perfect notes in a textbook. You've probably got perfect notes in your file. You don't need to reproduce the notes. The only reason you're writing stuff down is to work out what you haven't written down or what you've got wrong. Once you think you've written down everything that you can possibly remember, the next step is to go through the textbook and work out, well, what have you forgotten and what have you got wrong? And I'd use two different coloured pens here. I'd write one colour for what you've got wrong and one colour for stuff that's not wrong, you've just completely forgotten about it. So you can see in this bit I'm highlighting the things that I've got wrong in red, which is a bit embarrassing really. I shouldn't be getting stuff wrong. And then in green, I'm going back through the stuff again, and I'm identifying places where I've just missed stuff out of the textbook. And then as a last step, I'm getting a flashcard, and I'm writing out some flashcards for the stuff that I've got wrong or the stuff that I've forgotten. Or better still, go to Anki app, make a new deck, or use the tabs on one of your existing decks to review the stuff that you've got wrong or you've missed out.